Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today, continuing my 2021 year-end top 10s as we look at the number 7 junior welterweight in the world right now at 140 pounds, former 4-division world champion Mikey Garcia. Mikey came into the year, he was coming off of a win in 2020, a comeback win from the first loss he suffered in 2019 to Errol Spence Jr. He returned after almost a year layoff, and he took on Jesse Vargas. And, you know, early on, it looked like Vargas was getting the better of him, and then he caught Vargas cold and hurt him and put him down, and from there seemed to take over the fight. Vargas got back into it in the championship rounds, made it close, but Mikey walked out with a hard-fought but clean unanimous decision over Jesse Vargas and pushed forward towards, hopefully something bigger in 2021. And in 2021, he took a lot of time off. It was over a year and a half in between the Vargas fight. And in October, he came back in Fresno, California. A fight I was almost going to go to, but I wasn't impressed with his opponent in the card. He took on some unknown guy named Sandor Martin and got cleanly outworked in that fight and beat to the punch and lost a close but no arguing majority decision over 10 rounds to Sandor Martin, as he suffered his second loss in 3 fights now. And that was a tough one for Mikey. That was a big upset. A lot of people had that as upset of the year. Mikey was doing his thing, but this guy was skilled. He was ready for the fight. I think obviously Mikey was probably overlooking him. It was a major upset, but the big question, is where does Mikey go after this? So let's look at his stats. Again, he's a former 4-division champ. He wasn't ranked at junior welterweight last year because he was still a welterweight. But he made it clear after the Martin fight, because that was met at a catchweight of 144 or 145, that he wants to pursue his career at 140. So, and a fight with Regis Prograis was being discussed also prior to this. So, he's up there, though. He's 34 years old. So he's a solid veteran. He's been around a while now. He really needs to figure out what's going to go on going forward. He really needs to get that down, because he's running out of time. And obviously his last couple fights, 2-3 fights, he hasn't looked as unbeatable as he used to look, and he's been beaten twice now. So somebody, he's going to have to start over from scratch. And I think his first fight out, maybe go shake it off and get a nice win, a TKO win, and, get a nice, strong victory, and then push forward towards something bigger in the second half of the year. But, he's got to at least fight 2 times this year. He really does. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, in my opinion. And, I really hope he gets a solid opponent in the second half of the year. The thing is, he's not willing to work with Top Rank and Bob Arum very much. So where does that leave him? There's not a lot of guys that aren't with them. I mean, there's Regis Prograis, but is Prograis going to want to fight that? Can he lure Victor Postol into fighting? Possibly, who's a former champion. But that's a risky fight. And then there's, Montana Love would be an option, but it's another risky fight. So Mikey Garcia needs to figure it out, and I think he needs to figure it out quick. I want to see him back in the first quarter of the year, March, April at the latest, and then jump back in the summer to fall area in a big fight. But Mikey's still got a big name. He can put asses in seats, and people want to see him fight. He's still an exciting fighter, but we'll see if he gets his ass back in the ring and continues to pursue a big fight. We'll see what happens. But that's it. That's my 2021 year-end top 10s as they continue, as that was my number 7 junior welterweight in the world right now at 140 pounds, former 4-division champion Mikey Garcia. Hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.